welcome to In the Pocket. My name's Jonny.
And my name's Chris.
Two totally average bass players, and we're here to talk all about that bass. As well as answering your questions at home, each week we take a look at the latest news, maybe break down some tones, or to give you the lowdown on the low end. Hello, Chris, my dear. How are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Dibble. I'm doing very well. How are you, Mr. 10,000 followers?
Hooray! We did it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Just hit the big 10 G's on Instagram.
Mr. Worldwide.
Got my cup of hot chocolate to celebrate.
Oh, very nice. I've gone for we said we'd have a drink to celebrate, and I forgot.
That's why I brought this.
Oh, okay. I've got a cup of tea, but I thought you meant something a bit more fun.
Nothing's more fun than tea and chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, just did that, which means it's time to give away a bass, which is exciting. I'm not totally sure on the date I'll be giving it away, so head over to my Instagram to enter the competition. If it's still open, you might be able to slide on in there at the last minute and grab it. Or I might do it on Saturday. So who knows? But we will see. But yeah, thank you everyone for making it happen, man. It's cool things. Have you had a busy bass related week gigging it up?
I have. I had lots of gigs last week, and then today, which is what day is it today?
It's Wednesday, my dude. Oh,
Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
Right, Wednesday. Today I've done nothing. It's been my first day off in 9 days in a row of either prepping for gigs, playing gigs, or prepping for gigs and playing gigs. So, day off. I had to get up really early and take my parents to the airport. Exactly what you want to do after 10 days of work in a row. And then I've just been watching TV all day. Watching TV.
It is pants. Genius.
Oh, I'm actually still in my pajamas, by the way. Like, viewers of this wonderful podcast on the YouTubes will not realise this formal shirt is the only formal thing I'm wearing.
It's barely on as well, you know.
Oh yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Yeah. I'm a two-button man. I can't help myself.
If you want to, I'd thoroughly recommend going and subscribing to us on YouTube, so you can see us in the flesh as we record this. Because Chris is a thing to behold, you know, a marvel, if you will.
Thank you so much.
This week for me has been busy. Went to the Bristol Guitar Show on the weekend.
You did, and we haven't spoken about that. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. Loads of basses there, which was great. I thought it was going to be kind of like half the size of the Birmingham show, and then
it's a guitar show. Yeah, by that I mean there's one bass in the corner.
But no, there was loads of independent builders with basses. A couple of familiar faces from the Birmingham show, and then some new ones as well. Really, really, really cool. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw the most expensive bass I've ever seen in the flesh.
Oh, how much?
There was a 60s P bass for 15 grand.
Wow.
And it was just there. It was very precariously placed, out in the open. And I was like, this is way too close to the door.
Oh no! I was going to say it was if you were like a vintage bass shop and you had all that sort of stuff, you'd be like, "Can my stall be very far away from the door? Very far away, the most far away." But no,
crazy.
But no,
crazy. But yeah, obviously didn't play that, but played lots of other bits and bobs, and it was a good time, man. Very good time indeed. There was one in particular I want to talk about because it took me by surprise, or I didn't get to plug it in, but I was like, wow, that is very weird. You know, Vintage, the brand Vintage.
Yeah.
They're doing these custom build ones where you can customize it yourself, basically. And I think they cost about 1,500 quid. And they had one that was just a P bass, but the entire body was a pick guard.
Okay.
And I've never seen that before. If you go on my Instagram, it's the picture of me holding it. It's like a cream body with a black front. And I saw it and was like, oh my God, what is that? Oh,
Good luck now.
the whole thing is a pick guard.
Oh,
Do you see?
this one.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It does look kind of cool. But then, like, I picked up and played it, and I was like, oh, it's a pick guard, though. So I'm like, it's got like a sharp edge. Very weird.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But hey, I enjoyed it. And yeah, the whole show, we're definitely going to go back next year if I can. Because, yeah, it was really, really good. Thoroughly impressed. And a lot more chilled out and a bit more spaced out and cooler, not as hot. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know you had a wonderful time without me. And I think I had a gig. That's why I couldn't go. I had a gig or something like that. And also, Bristol's ages away, man. Like, that's a while for me.
Yeah, what's like 45 minutes for me is like 3 and a bit hours.
I mean, Stars of the 4 for me.
Really? Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know what? No. And it's over 3. It's definitely it's about 3 hours, I reckon, give or take.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it's not a close drive, but
this podcast is going to be about 3 hours if we don't get the bloody on with it. So shall we listen to some questions? Shall we?
Let's listen to some questions.
Just don't say a word.
Wow. In the future, we should get people to submit them via like a voice note.
Oh no, that's too dangerous.
That's not a bad idea. Using a software that we were discussing to run a thing that we were talking about off camera that we will not talk about on air right now, because you can send voice notes and save them on that platform.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Genius.
You heard it here first, people.
Yeah. Patreon, no.
No, OnlyFans.
That's
this shirt will feature heavily.
I hope not. Wink.
Nudge, nudge.
If you want to ask questions on this very podcast, make sure you go and follow us on Instagram at In The Pocket Pod, where you can comment on the posts when we put them out, asking for questions, just like this person.
Just like this person. This question comes in from Owen. Owen Neaton, I believe. Sorry, Owen Eaton. I'm sorry, Owen. His Instagram bio says he plays bass.
Good. Bass. Plays bass.
Bass. So he says, I'm going to start teaching soon. Have any quick tips on how to teach well?
I'll give you a quick tip. No. Now, this is tough because I've never done any teaching before, and I don't know if I ever will, because I don't think I'd be very good. I can barely play myself, so I don't feel qualified enough to teach someone, let alone tell someone how to teach. You've got experience with the bit of teaching, right? A little bit.
A little bit. I did it for a few weeks a few years ago and didn't like it.
My advice is don't do it.
I did some freelance guitar teaching, and I think it might have been a combination of I didn't think about it enough before I went into doing it, and I don't really think I was in the right headspace at the time to consider being a teacher. It might be a little bit different now. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. So quite a long time ago then. I think the main thing, if I had to like think of tips, is over plan, I think, because the problem I fell into quite quickly was a 30-minute lesson had the potential of being over in like 10 minutes.
Really?
Because you would show someone something and either they got it immediately, like they just picked it up straight away. You're like, oh, I was kind of hoping you'd be worse at this. Or they just weren't getting it. Like, we weren't even, if it's a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is great, 0 is we haven't even started. They're all the way down there and they're just not getting it. And it's like, I probably should have planned something else as like, okay, well, if this isn't working, here's like a pivot that still gets the point across.
Different directions to go in almost, if not doing so well
like,
this way.
Almost like those choose your own adventure kind of things, like you've done this, right, okay, we'll move on to this. This isn't working for you. Or let's say we're doing, I don't know, let's pretend it's if it's guitar, let's pretend it's like basic up and down strumming on across all the strings. It's just not doing anything for you. Like, you're just really not interested in this. It's like, right, okay, need to move on. So that, and then the other thing really is, another thing I don't think I did well enough is sort of being attentive to the needs of the student. Like, you know, like, what do they want from this? So one thing I remember is when I first started having guitar lessons, I know, at the age of like 12, 13, I'm going to say. One of the first things my guitar teacher did, who I think I had guitar lessons for about 4 or 5 years, something like that, he sat down and he went like, what bands do you like? And that was the first thing. And the only thing I knew, the only real like guitar-y thing I knew at that time was Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. No, I wasn't even into Nickelback by this point. This is like, I only listened, I had on my phone, on my Motorola Razr, I know, when you could only have like 3 songs on it, and that was it. I think I had Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz, 3 Wise Men by James Blunt, tune, absolute tune, and Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. And I told him that, and he went, oh, okay. And then he played Welcome to the Jungle, note for note, in front of me, as like, yeah, there you go.
Which is weird, because you were taught by James Blunt.
Absolutely.
It's weird that you didn't do the other one.
Crazy. Yeah, my life is brilliant. But I realise now, looking back at this as an adult, obviously to someone who's only just picked up a guitar, being shown how to play Welcome to the Jungle isn't really going to do anything from a technical perspective, because it's all going to go straight over your head. But it made me go, oh, he can do that. I want to do that. And that snared me in, and it kind of like caught my attention. But if he'd never asked that question and just decided, well, you like Steve Vai now, I'd be like,
blues chords, it is.
Oh, today we're doing, right, okay, it's your first lesson. We're doing Wonderwall, because it's like, it's open chords, it's whatever. If I can't stand Oasis, you're not, what really is your odds of getting repeat business now? Yeah. Because you've just spent an hour boring a kid. Even if he's not paying for it, his mum and dad are going to come up to him and go, how did you find your lesson? He's going to go, oh, it was really boring, we did Oasis. I don't like Oasis. I like Korn. And it's, I hope this comes across. Like, you've got to think of it from a sales perspective as well. But that would be my main 2 points, I'm going to say. For a man who did no teaching, I thought that was quite useful.
That's pretty good. I suppose the only thing I can think of as well is like, and this is from zero experience, I've worked in schools. I do work in education.
Have you had lessons? Have you had a musical lesson?
Yes, I did acoustic guitar lessons, and then electric guitar lessons. So yeah, just as bad. But then that's when I played my first bass.
Oh,
when the guy was like, "Oh, okay, how about this?" I was like, "Whoa, look at this." But a lot of learning can also be done outside of the lesson. So I suppose it's looking at how you can inspire the person or show the person how to learn outside of that as well, practicing, and what works for them, and different ways in which they can practice, because not everyone's the same. So I would, think about the importance of how they're going to progress outside of it and how to inspire them to keep up with that. Because if you're just getting kids turning up and it's like, right, it's just the lesson time, no, it's just lesson time. If you're just doing like once a week, once every 2 weeks, you're not going to progress all that much, really.
No, you've got to. You're absolutely right. You need something that's going to like keep them interested. Like, even if it's not from we've done the C major scale today. For the next 2 weeks, I want you to do them in all the other 8 keys. There's more than 8 keys, idiot. But that, you've also got things where it's like, music recommendations, like everyone's got access to streaming these days, or they can listen to the album on YouTube for free, basically. So it's like, giving recommendations to students. It's like, oh, what songs do you like? Or like, I don't know, let's pretend it's like some sort of, they're into like indie rock or something, like they like the 1975 or something like that. It's like, okay, well, we'll work on doing Chocolate or Girls or whatever by the 1975. have you heard of this band? And it's like, well, this is the band that influenced the 1975. Go and listen to these 2 albums, while you're out and about. And next week we'll talk about that. And it's like, you sort
That's
of growing
how they
them
discovered Tool and Korn.
No one bumps into Tool just like on the road. You find Tool through like loads of other things. Like I found
through the
Tool
1975, it's a slippery slope.
1975. I'd love that. Like Matt Healy sits down and goes, "What are your favorite, most influential artist?" No, Tool and Animals as Leaders, and the Smiths.
Yeah.
Wow. Joy Division. Yeah, but those kind of things. Hopefully, that helps because that really is the limit of my overplan your lessons, have backup plans in place for stuff, find out what they're interested in as well, and make sure you're using that to hook them into, at the end of the day, to get repeat business off them. And then, Johnny, your point was basically think of things that's going to keep their momentum going when they're away from you and they're practicing for that week or 2 weeks before they come back to you.
Lovely stuff. Great
that was
job.
Easy.
Not bad at all.
Chris and Johnny's bass lessons.
Oh, yes.
We're coming for Scott Devine's business.
We're both going to shave our heads for next week.
That was really easy. Wow.
Yeah, done.
Job done.
See how he does it now.
35 quid, please, mate.
He's mastered the fretboard. Let's move on to our next segment, and it is the news. There has been lots of exciting news this week, or 3 bits I'm bringing along this time. I'm going to start things off with a very cool one, and I've been having lots of fun with this very bit of news, and it is because I'm going to share my screen now for the lovely people watching at home.
I'm excited.
The brand new custom design experience from Ernie Ball Music Man, specifically for bass. Yes, normally it's like a staff or Ernie Ball Music Man have brought out their new virtual designer for bass designing, so we can go in here, choose what bass we want, and design it. Oh, it's opening a new tab. Let me share this tab instead. Here we go. And you can just go in and make a custom Stingray, and it's really, really fun. It starts out like this bare bones thing, and you can go.
If I may jump in, this reminds me really heavily. When I was a kid, I used to do this, the exact same thing in fact, guess what company I would sit on their website and make a custom. But imagine this: it's not a musical instrument, but I would sit on this company's website and make a custom whatever. Have a guess. I'll give you 3 guesses. We'll play yes or no. You've got 3 questions.
Okay. RuneScape making an imaginary wife.
No.
Oh, I thought that was it for sure.
No, sorry.
You're gonna have to tell me. I can't think of any more.
I'll just tell you. I would sit for hours on the Aston Martin website.
Wow.
And make custom Aston Martin DB9s that would come in at 300 grand.
You're hovering. Look at this disgusting thing I've just made.
Oh God! But it'd be the same as this. It'd be would you like leather on the dashboard? Would you like wood? Would you like this?
They've got that. They've got that on here. Would you like leather on the fretboard?
Anyway, please continue.
Yes. So as you can see, it's pretty fun. It's I think it's weird. Some of the colours look very bright to me, but it's good time. Look, we're going for that Aston Martin look now.
There we go. British Racing Green. More of a Jag thing, but fair enough.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of the classic racing Jags that they got. And look, we can
please,
pick up
one pickup, please. One pickup. Come on. There we go. Ooh.
That's nice.
That's not bad. Nice. Oh, can I be controversial? Can we see if it'll do this?
Mm-hmm.
Could we have a 5-string, but it's a 4-string?
No.
No.
It's the same bodies. We can't go that custom.
I was going to say, because I'd love that. I really love the pick guards on the 5-string Stingrays at the moment, but I don't really want a 5-string.
Yeah, I think this is great, and like you can do some very cool things, even like the pole piece colors.
That
It is a bit
cool.
annoying though. Can you see it's like kind of going off center all the time?
Yes,
It is a bit like.
but is that
finicky.
not because it wants you to look at the the pole? Oh, you're doing the pole pieces.
I was doing the pole pieces. Now I'm
now you're
doing
doing
the
hardware.
hardware.
That looks quite cool.
But now I can't. Like, but okay, I want to get back. Like it's a bit annoying, but
yeah,
it kind of works, and you can get there in the end, and it's a good fun time. I've designed a few, and yeah, I implore you to go do the same because it's
how
good,
much
fun time.
Let's continue on with this one just briefly.
Yeah.
Just get through to the end so we can see kind of what it's going to charge you. So that all looks lovely. Let's leave that like that. What's the next bit? We've got the neck.
Let's go flame roasted.
Well, we're going flame roasted. I don't think that's up for debate. Can you do anything with the inlays?
Yes, I can. I can add
what
blocks.
inlays have we got?
Oof,
don't love that. Thought I'd like that.
Let's go with none.
Let's go with. No, I want dots, please. Can I have dots?
You want dots? Okay.
Please, if that's
do you want rosewood or ebony or? Oh, that's quite nice.
No, flame? I hate that. That's for me, please. I'm a maple man on a stingray. Yes, please.
Oh, fretless as well, yeah?
Nope. Do I look like Matt Parker to you?
Yes. I've lost it now. Where's me inlays? There it is. Inlays, right, yeah. Dots, nice. What else did you want?
Just make your way through to the end.
Okay, we can do matching headstocks with some things. We can't with this finish, though.
Well, we'll leave that. I don't. Are you a matching headstock guy? I think you are in general. Okay.
Depends. A lot of the time, no, but I'm also a rosewood guy mainly, so I quite like the natural headstock with rosewood. I think that's
okay.
Very nice.
I'm a matching headstock guy on a jazz bass.
Oh.
And maybe a P bass, but on a Stingray, I do not want it to be matching at all. I really want it to be the same color as the neck.
Yeah, I agree.
That looks lovely.
Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? So
it looks pretty good.
Finished build, that is $3,249.
Okay.
Which, I'll be honest,
is a bit more than a big, full, fancy, fat American one anyway.
Yeah. Fuck me, that's nice from the back. Oof. That's what I said about your mum. No, sorry.
You leave Carol out of this.
I don't think that's that bad of a price, really, considering you're getting a custom and quite nice specs.
It's custom base money.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, and like you said, considering like a new Stingray Special would be
$2 and a bit,
high twos, I think.
Now.
Yeah. It's not too bad, and you can essentially spec it out to be like a custom, a special. So yeah,
and that looks pretty good. I think the green looks really nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Very cool. For the sake of my own well-being, I'm not going to go on it because knowing me, I'll be on it for like 6 hours.
Yeah, and then be very sad at the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are very nice or not, we'll see. Is the brand new Pro Series signature Adam Blackstone Gladys Jackson concert-based maple fingerboard Blackstone from Jackson. It's a new signature bass. I have such mixed feelings about this.
May I summarize this up in one sentence?
Okay.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yes, I know what you mean.
It looks like someone with a very aggressive someone who's having a very aggressive ADHD moment has designed it. It looks like I've designed it after 10 cups of coffee.
Yeah, it looks like I want blocks, I want matching headstock, I want gold, I want this, I want that. 5
Adam Driver. More.
Yeah, no, it's Adam Blackstone. I'll have you know.
Adam Blackstone. More.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and it's got a vibe. It's cool. I kind of like the fact it's brown. I think that's pretty cool. And I tell you what, I love the headstock, and I think this new logo on here looks awesome. Really classy.
Yeah,
sets it apart from other Jacksons. Love the string tree, etc. Spec wise, I'm sure it's fine. I just don't love the look of it.
I dislike it the more I look at it.
Yeah.
And it's not that... It's like this could be 2 really nice basses.
It's like
they've just shoved it together. Like, I don't love the block inlays with that design. I don't like the fact that it's like a very vintage, active 5-string.
Yeah,
it's like Uncanny Valley, because it's clearly got loads of great modern features, but it's styled very vintagey as well, and that's kind of making me go, huh.
Yeah, but I mean, it is, but it is all these modern things, but it's kind of not at the same time, because it's just volume blend, 3-band preamp, like high mass bridge.
I'd like it a lot more as a 4-string without the blocks. I think that's the main two things for me.
For me, I think there's quite a lot of gold going on, and like
I love gold.
The thing I thought would annoy you is the fact it's got black machine heads and then gold bridge.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't see that. Oh God, no! Now I've seen that. Oh,
didn't think you'd like that.
I don't got the same.
So I don't mind
the same
that,
physical reaction as when you touch wet food in the sink. Like my entire body's just gone into like shock right now. Yeah.
See, that doesn't annoy me that much, but like, yeah, I don't know. There's just a combination of things here that when I first saw it, I was like, ooh. It's so right. It's like the more you look at it, the more you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on what I don't like, but I don't love it.
Yeah, the non-matching hardware is an ick. I'm not going to lie. Big ick.
Speaking of big ick, for a lot of people, is the last bit of news, which is the new announcement from Squier. We have got some Antigua's Sick Burst is back, baby. I said for some people, because for me, I flipping love Antigua.
I love a bit of mold burst.
Yes, please get it in me. Here we go. We've got the whole new range here. We've got a bass 6, a Strat, a Tele, don't care about those, and a P bass, of course. These are all based on the 70s line. So you've got your block inlays and maple neck. Special runs, so they're only limited amounts from Squier. For us in the UK, you can get them at Andertons and at Thomann. Well, these will be at limited numbers. I've got each of them open here. Let's start with the pub bass, shall we?
The pub bass.
The pub bass. It's coming in at £419. Oh, sorry, I should have said that Jackson is £1,090 new.
Which is not bad.
No, yeah. For a spec thing like that, not bad at all. So props to them there.
I don't like it, but the price, though, not bad at all.
Yeah. Whereas this, I do really like. I do have one issue with it.
Go on.
I don't mind blocks. I like a maple neck. These are all things. I don't understand the choice to go with a maple neck and block inlays on this, though. I think a laurel board would have been way better, or like look way better and more traditional.
I actually really like it on a maple neck. I really like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like it.
No.
But
I feel like I'm giving the game away here. Is this the one you've ordered?
Well, I like it so much that actually I've ordered one myself.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Yes.
You were totally teeing that up, and I just completely shat all over it. But oh well. Is this the one that you've... Because we know someone else who's ordered one as well. And
yes.
You'd never guess which one they've ordered.
I know. I can't believe they got the telly. It's ridiculous.
I might get the telly.
Yeah, do it. So yeah, I've ordered the P bass. They are... I know from pre-ordering them that... What month is it now? April. They are arriving in October.
Which is ridiculous. I will be 30 years old then.
So will I. Shit.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, no, I won't. No, I won't.
Oh, well, you're not?
October's before November.
It is.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. This will probably be my 30th present. 30th birthday.
Very nice.
Present.
I don't like it enough for it to be my 30th birthday present, and I can't buy it for you for your 30th birthday present.
That is a shame.
That being said, though, the P bass is really cool. I do actually really like that P bass. I think that looks really nice.
I'm very excited. I've got a Squier 60s P bass, the Fiesta Red one. I might swap the necks, see what that looks like.
Interesting.
I've done a little Photoshop, and it looks really nice.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to do that. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted that it's going to take so long. But they haven't even been made yet properly. So they're in production at the moment now. All the orders are in. So yeah, love them or hate them, they're here. And love or hate this as well. We've got the Bass 6 version of it. I'm kind of surprised they did a Bass 6 and no jazz bass, like no jazz bass at all. I mean, that would be there for sure.
Bass 6 is a like in. Like, you know, like they're a very popular thing at the moment. Like, everyone loves talking about them, so me included. So I feel like it's a call. And to be fair, though, that looks really smart, which makes me think, like you just said, it would be so cool if you did a Jazzmaster. Like, more than the Strat, I'd say.
Yeah. So,
because I think the Strat doesn't work, personally.
Really? So I think the Strat, we won't talk about this for too long. I think the Strat does work, but I think it looks better. The Fender one looks better. Version of that, but that is a lot more money.
I do like the telly. I do actually quite like the telly.
It's pretty. It's a pretty girl. With the Bass 6, with the Jazzmaster, they did do a baritone Jazzmaster in Antigua, and it's now worth like loads of money, like going for double the retail of what they originally did because of Loathe, basically.
Yeah, because of Loathe.
Yeah, the guitarist had one, and then people were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I think like a Rascal style one would be cool as well. Like, I'm really coming around to the Rascal. Like,
oh my god,
might get one.
If they released that, like, such a great idea. Like, if they did that, and that, amazing. I hope they do
and we
more.
own Fender. If you're listening, we only want 35%.
Yeah, come on. It's not much to ask, really.
It's not a lot. Come on, you'll make like £1 billion on this. Come on.
So yeah, awesome. I like it. Let us know in a comment down below if you like it or not. I expect lots of people. There's a very divisive Antigua. Lots of people do not like it. I never used to, but now, big fan over here. But then there we go. That is all of our news for this week. Let's move on to our next question.
Let's move on to our next question. Wow, that was the most simple sentence in the world, and I still just completely messed it up.
I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. This next question is from my new favourite Instagram handle, Silk Cigar. His Instagram bio, or their Instagram bio, says cigar smoking music, and it looks like that's a bass ukulele. I think that's quite cool.
I like those.
Anyway, he's come to us with a very sensible question, which I will read out now. I'm currently trimming my bass collection down to 3 basses.
That doesn't sound very sensible.
Just to me, but we'll get to that. A P bass, a jazz bass, and a hollow body short scale bass. For me, they'll cover all the tones I need/want. If you could only commit to 3 basses for the rest of your life, what 3 types would you go for? Now, Johnny, you're going to go first. In your answer, you can talk about strings as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And can we bend the rules by saying, like, it's this bass, but I have also got a packet of flats that I could put on it? Or is that, am I open? Yep. Okay,
nope,
right,
I think
can do that.
Fine. It's the question is I have 3 basses, and that's
okay, but unlimited strings.
Yes.
Okay, off you go. I've done mine. Very easy.
For me, it's going to be P bass with rounds.
Okay. Very vanilla answer. Tells me everything I need to know about you.
A second P bass with rounds. And then a PJ.
On a Sunday. Yes, the missionary bass.
I'm probably going to go with
We're pausing Cash in the Attic.
Yeah. We're going to say a short scale with flats.
Is this 2 or 3? Sorry, I was mocking you. Please go on.
That's fine. I'm just used to that now. And then I'm going to say the third one's hard, okay? Because
it is.
I'm torn between 5-string jazz,
okay,
and some kind of stingray.
Okay,
Do you know what? I'm going to.
So you've got a P bass with rounds.
Yep.
Short scale.
Yep. Flats.
Flat. Is that solid body, hollow body?
I would be tempted to go hollow, but
okay,
I'm going to say solid.
Okay.
And then the third one, I'm going to say 4-string. I'll be different. I'm going to say a 5-string jazz.
And a 5-string jazz. Is that passive?
I didn't expect this much. These made decisions. I'd probably go active for that one.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very well. No, I mean, you're wrong, but no real complaints there, I'd say. I think you've covered everything, really. And then even if you weren't changing strings, you can always roll the tone off on the P bass, and you're pretty much there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'd use flats for the short scale. I really like that sound. Yeah. I've got that at the minute on one, and yeah, really, really good vibe, good times. Good times and good vibes. That's what I want out of these basses. The 5 is just utilitarian. It's if I'm only going to have 3, I want one of them to be that. I don't really play 5s that much, but no, I feel like I'd be silly not to have one moving forward. So that would be good. And a P bass at rounds is probably just my favorite sound. So there we go. Take it away, Maestro.
Okay, nice and easy. Jazz bass with rounds. P bass with rounds, but I do have a set of flats at home, and some sort of active 5-string, either active Music Man 5-string, or Dingwall 5-string Dingwall.
Yeah, that's quite a good choice.
Yeah. I think I probably will do that 5-string Dingwall NG3. Yeah, NG3 over NG2. Just because the pickup configuration is a bit more versatile.
Yeah.
So that. But even if we take Dingwall out of the equation, it's like active 5-string for the extended fret range and the active sound if I want it. P bass with rounds. Jazz bass with rounds. I could definitely do that. Easy.
Nice. You've got everything.
I kind of do that already, but
you don't have a jazz bass though, do you?
No, at the moment I don't. No, I mean I do run the PJ as a J. I'm using both pickups almost like
it's a
like
JP.
A jazz bass. It's a JP.
Oh my god, that's the thing that doesn't. I've never seen a JP before.
Oh, what, like net pickup jazz bass? And because it sounds like shit.
Somebody make it.
So you've got you've got a rubbish version of a P bass sound.
Yeah.
And then you've just got a naff bridge tone.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds awful. I can't get along with double P's. Like they upset me. Like looking at the pickups.
Visually disgusting.
Yeah, I hate it.
Sound good. Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the ones I've heard, I've been like, yeah, that just sounds thick.
Okay. Would like to try reverse P at some point, but like I said, it'd have to be
into that.
Okay, just a reverse P though, not like it's a reverse P with a humbucker, nothing like that. I just want a P bass, but it's the other way around.
I'll give you a reverse P.
Nis. Got it.
What a funny joke you just made. That's
Thank
not
you so
the joke
much.
that I was making.
Fabulous.
Yeah. I think that's. I think I don't disagree with anything you said. I went with short scale because I really love short scales. I think they're just super fun and like different vibe, different inspiration to come out of them. And yeah, if I could own like, I don't know, I'd love to spend a lot of money on a nice short scale, one that's like really sick and like boutique and very cool. Nice. Got a thing for them, and you're coming around to them. I know it.
Yeah, I'd like to give them a bit more time a day. But for me, it's more like the aesthetic's cool, but it's like, how can I fit that in, if you know what I mean? Like, it might be cool to just do those big, long cover gigs with, like, a short scale, because it's lighter, and it'll just be easier. So maybe that could be, like, the main reason of, like, yeah, it's a 3-hour-long gig, but it's not going to feel like hard work. But, yeah, I have to. I'm coming around to it a bit more, but I'm not quite there yet.
Oh, do you know what bass I forgot?
Go on.
Sorry, bear with me. I should have chosen the uke bass as one of mine.
Really? Enough to put it in like a desert island thing?
No.
No.
Probably not, realistically, but it's definitely one of my top 3 basses right now.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
My
so fun.
girlfriend really wants me to get one. Wants me to get one. I do also have an acoustic gig in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
Where I've got to potentially play
unplugged.
Unplugged. I'm a bit like, don't really have anything for this. So what am I going to do? But need to work that out.
Well, are you going to play? Are you going to do an amp and then just go tone?
Well, apparently I'm just going to have to do an amp. Like, I'm just going to have to do an amp. It's like a roaming acoustic thing.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, don't really think this will work, and they haven't thought this through. But
yeah,
cool. We'll see. Yeah,
sounds good, man. Well,
yeah, I'll make it work. Get
yourself one of these. Good fun. Shall we do something crazy now and move on?
Wow.
Move on to our.
Let's
final
move
segment.
on to a concept you've never seen before.
OMG!
Wow.
So
bass players hate him. Unlock the fretboard with these 5 hacks.
Now we are going to do something that, as you said, that no one on the internet has ever done before. Ever. Right. It's a totally new concept that is still, I'm hoping it'll catch on because I think it's pretty fun.
I think this could be cool. Like, I could see every YouTube channel ever incorporating this into their niche. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We're not sellouts.
How are we the first people to do this? This is incredible.
I don't know, but I look forward to reaping the sweet rewards.
I hope they're financial.
That is because we are going to be now ranking bass brands. That's right. You heard it. Don't know if I have to explain this concept to you. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to, for those at home that don't know what this is. Share my screen now. I have got here about just over 30 bass brands or brands that make basses. And we are going to rank them combined, ranking them from S to D. So D being the worst, S being the very best.
I was trying to think of a joke about making S the worst and D the best, from shit to
damn. C is core, B is
what?
B is
bloody all right,
Yeah, and A is awful.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just reorder them just to confuse everyone.
But more importantly, is bad posture hurting your SASS?
Oh, absolutely.
What does that even stand for? Is it software as a solution? That's the one.
I don't know, but JP Morgan Claverhouse Investment Trust PLC is. Oh no, and now we're on Tasty Toronto.
And Tasty Toronto.
Nice. Okay,
that's really bad. I used to work in software as a solution, and I never realised what it stood for. And that's why I'm a full-time musician.
Wow. Do you know what a bass is?
Apparently not.
I'm going to go through these brands now. We are
okay.
Basically, we're going to rank them. I haven't played every single one of these.
Neither have I.
So this isn't going to be scientific in that, this is a definitive ranking. This is our kind of thoughts towards them. Okay, so having played them or not, And I know some people won't like that. I know you're going to say, well, how can you put Harley Benton as S tier when...
Well,
but...
I mean, it's pretty simple. The solution to that is, it's our podcast, so we're just going to do what we want. So, jog on.
So, I'll read through them quickly, and then we will crack on. BC Rich, Court, Ernie Ball Music Man, Sterling by Music Man, Godan, Dan Electro, Gibson, Epiphone, Alembic, ESP/LTD, Gretsch, Guild, Ibanez, Glary, PV, Sire, Harley Benton, Spectre, Fender, Squire, Wall, Warwick, Yamaha, G&L, Ken Smith, Rickenbacker, Hofner, Schecter, Sadowski, Sandberg, Jackson, and Clang Clang Dingwall.
We're just passing by.
Right.
Didn't realise that was the Alembic logo.
Yes, it's horrific.
That's
isn't
awful.
It?
I was like, what South American country is this the flag for?
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to start things off with
we?
BC Rich. So for me, I purposely made this pink as well, by the way. I made all of these.
Oh, good.
Okay. It's immediately going into S tier for me. I just think that it's just so accessible. Everyone who's
the so shit.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to put it where I think. Okay.
Okay.
For me, this is D tier.
Okay, so moving on to Court.
Yeah. For me, this is D tier. They don't do anything for me at all. It's not my market. I get it. I know. But yeah, not great for me. Do you concur?
Every now and again, I look at one and go, okay, that's pretty cool. But that's not enough to lift it out of... I'm just not interested. So, yeah, I mean, on a good day, I might pop it into the C category, but we're just going to leave it in the D.
Okay.
In the
like we should. Wink. We might move it around. We'll move it around depending on what else is
as
there.
we get to the end, I think we'll end up moving things that are like kind of, we can't leave that in A if we're putting that one in B.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
For
thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Moving on to Court. So Indonesian-made versions of guitars normally, and then they make their own brand of Court, which should theoretically be like the highest spec, best practice of all of these builders put into their own company. Court, I think, can be a bit hit and miss. But I have been pretty darn impressed with some of the things I've played recently. That being their headless one, and I've got a Court Elric with me at the minute, which is very nice. For me, this is sitting in the B tier.
I agree.
This could move down depending on what else we put in here. That's where I'm leaning.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I agree. Never really bothered with Court that much, but I was very impressed with that headless. And they don't charge an arm and a leg for a lot of the stuff. There's not a lot of complaints. It's C or B for me, but I think B.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put it middle of the road for now. We might move it. Do you want to say your opinion first on Ernie Ball Music Man?
Yes. Music Man are in the in the big three for me in terms of basses. I love a Stingray very much. It's like my go-to active bass. I would put it all the way up in S because it's like the top of the tree for me. However, a full fat Music Man is too expensive in my opinion. So for that point alone, I'm going to put it in the. I want to put it in the
D.
A tier.
Whoa, I completely agree. I think that they are too expensive now, and for the version of a Music Man that I personally would buy and want, I've worked out is the most expensive one. Because I like slim necks on Music Man basses. I don't love the big necks, and I found that out when owning my Sterling and then owning my Music Man as well. Way prefer the sound of the Music Man, but the feel so much better on the Sterling because it had a slimmer neck, and I was like, "This is more what I'm after."
Whereas my Ray 34 doesn't have a slim neck. It's got quite a fat
And that's
one.
very traditional. It's like a normal one.
Yeah, and I would prefer it to be like the neck on that Stingray I messed around with at Bass Bros.
Yes. So that
neck was like, it was almost like it was covered in lard. Like I could have ripped up and down that for hours.
Yeah, that is the special.
Loved that bass.
The Stingray special is what I'm talking about, and that's what that is, and that is the top end.
Spenny.
Yeah. So I agree.
Very well.
Whilst we're on the topic then, Sterling,
no-brainer for me.
where are you thinking?
Straight in A.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
They do.
It's got to be exact. It's exact. They're one of those companies where, like, some companies you can feel like there's like a pretty aggressive disconnect between like the budget one and the full fat one. Like, I'm going to say Gibson and Epiphone.
Oh, we'll get to that.
The problem is, but the problem is Gibson are like a bit shit now.
Yeah.
But they really try to separate. It's like Epiphone is like the working man's musician, and then Gibson are desperate to be a designer brand now, like desperate. Whereas Music Man and Sterling, I see loads of overlap.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there are basses in the catalogue that the cheaper one is better than the more expensive one. Like, you cannot knock the Rare 34 for the price. It's a brilliant bass.
Yeah.
It's a strong A for me. I would even be tempted to sneak it up onto the top shelf personally. I'm looking at everything on that big list in front of us and going, I can't really see much here that like would top it, in my opinion.
It's going to be like, yes. Do you know what? I'm inclined to agree. I've owned lots of Sterlings, all of which I've been really impressed with. I've never had a bad one.
It's in the S tier.
It's going up.
S for Sterling.
Yep. Always really good prices.
Hold the value second hand as well.
Absolutely. And like the modding platform for it, fantastic. Really good for that. The base level sub Sterling, I think, is brilliant. And I love what they're doing now with more signature stuff. Pete Wentz one, amazing.
You can gig the crap out of it as well. And it's I did like
for sure
a weekly 4-hour gig with mine, and it was brilliant. Never let me down until someone broke it, but that wasn't the bass's fault.
For sure. Moving on to one that you also gig.
Oh, yes.
Godan. A bit of an underdog on this list, I think, because, not the biggest in terms of bass manufacturing. So how many bass models do they have?
Don't know. 2, I think.
2, yeah, because they do that like acoustic one as well, don't they? They're famous for. So lead the way, please, with your thoughts on having owned one.
So
still owning one.
Can't fault mine. It's really good. It's really good. Everyone who's played it has gone, oh, this is quite good, this. It's got a great neck. The build quality is really solid. It's never let me down. There's a little bit of neck dive, but I can forgive that. Mine came with Seymour Duncan quarter pounders, which are a pretty like rock solid pickup, I think, for a bass. Some people don't love them, some people do. I really can't fault it. Quite expensive. Mine is the made in Canada model, and I think it retails for about 1,800 quid, which is a lot. But this is where the problem starts. Where'd you buy it? Like, I have people messaging me,
go direct,
going, is that bass good? Because I might get one. And then I recommend it to them, and they can't find one. Like, I spoke to
good luck.
The A&R on Instagram, is based in Canada, because I found out they were going to be at the guitar show that we went to. And they were like, yeah, this is the guy, go find him, say hello, whatever, say you know me, like name drop the guy, whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay, of course I will. Did you see them there? Because I didn't. Couldn't find them anywhere.
No.
They were probably there, but it wasn't clearly advertised, just completely missed them. And that is where my problem is with Godan. Love the product. It's just not pushed in the UK enough, in my opinion. I don't know anyone else who's got one, which is mental because it's really good.
No. Yours was actually the first time I'd even heard of them. And I know they're famous for that acoustic one as well, but like I hadn't really heard of them before that. But I am one of those people that has played yours and gone, this is a bit bloody good. Very nice indeed.
If I could just take the product, as in how good the bass is, I would put it in A, personally. But I can't, because the other stuff lets it down, in my opinion. So I think it should go in B tier for me. Okay.
I'm taking
you like
your lead
the bass,
on this.
though, don't you? You've played the bass.
We'll go for B. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really, really nice. And I like the series parallel option on it as well. I think that's very cool for a bass of that.
It's very cool.
You don't really see without it being mega active.
The infrastructure's not there, and it's like the social media isn't on point either. Like, I've done stuff that's like, I don't want to brag, but I've done stuff that's got like a lot of views with the bass in it. Sent collab links and contacted them and said, I don't know if you noticed, but this is done quite well. And they don't even open the messages. Like, you get an auto reply saying email info if you've got any problems, and it's like, you're shooting yourself in the foot here. You could have more followers and have more traction in this country.
They're not using it to reach people. They're using it as like to
an extent,
engine,
and it's like
for people to find them and go from there.
They need to tighten that up on this side of the pond, I think, because they sell a lot in Canada. I know that for a fact, and the US, but
it's probably
a small company. I don't I've been on a call with like the head 3 people there. It is a small. It's like, it's no bigger than like Ashdown in terms of like, there's quite a small main team, but just hire a 20-year-old who knows how TikTok works and just say, here's 17 grand a year. All we need you to do is make a TikTok every day. Just crack on. Just get us followers. And they'll be sorted. Yeah.
100%. A company that probably needs to do the same, I haven't checked, but I expect so, is Dan Electro, the next one. Now, not last week, the week before, we had some spicy things to say about their new Longhorn, because they make the infamous Longhorn bass, which I think they also do like an Antigua type version of.
No,
would that sway you? Playing Devil's Avocado. I'm
stealing that.
I quite like the D59, I think it's called, which is like their slightly like very vintage looking one. I quite like that, especially in Antigua. But I don't know if I can justify that, making it come out of the
I
D
agree.
tier.
I don't dislike them. Well, I dislike that Longhorn, but I don't dislike them. But I care very little. I'm just not interested in them.
Yeah, I'm not excited. I think that comes into this as well. How excited are you about the brand? Speaking of Gibson, like we kind of alluded to.
Go on.
So I am so unenthused by 90% of their basses. Like they're all, every Gibson I've tried has not been good apart from like a vintage grabber I tried, and that's where it redeems itself, where that 70s time frame and 80s time frame where we had the Ripper and the Grabber and the G3, like that's in the G3 is one of my favorite basses, but I still am finding it hard to move this up anything above C tier, because it's classic now. Everyone knows they just hate bass players apparently, because they just don't give us anything. And so for me, they would be D if it weren't for those historic ones and Thunderbirds, how much Riz a Thunderbird has, So for me, I'm thinking C.
I completely agree. For me, it's the most C-class thing we've looked at. Easy. for your you are. I couldn't agree more. Thunderbird, super cool. That EBO I tried at Bass Bros, brilliant.
Oh yes,
loved it.
Sorry,
loved it.
That
like
one.
really, genuinely,
Amazing.
starting to wish I'd walked away with it. Really liked it. And then the G3, the Grabber, the Ripper, they're all super cool. But that's the only thing that redeems itself. Like, they don't care about bass players. Like, and I don't really like rate the company anymore. Like, I remember for my 21st birthday, I got offered. My uncle offered to buy me a Gibson Les Paul. He was like, "We'll go to PMT in Manchester, and I will. I'll buy you a Les Paul." And we tried it's a guitar shop. They got a lot of Les Pauls. I tried everything from the Gibson Les Paul Studio, which is like the bottom of the barrel, £700, up until like some of the more bigger ones that kind of like hit the $2,000 mark. Didn't like a single one of them. I didn't like any. All of them either were just. I'm not even considering it because it needs a setup really badly. And we're not talking like, oh, the action's a bit high. We're talking like the neck's bent. Like, it's not even staying in tune. That through to, I just don't like it. And you know what I bought? A Strat. Like, that's what I went away with. And like,
good old faithful.
Growing up, like, all my favourite guitar players when I was a teenager, like Gary Moore / Zach Wild, they're all Les Paul people. Still don't care. Stick it in C tier. 100%.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I think I have a point for Epiphone, if I may. I want to put Epiphone in the B tier because
you are correct.
It's everything Gibson but cheaper. The quality control is usually better, and as soon as we get that Epiphone Grabber, it's going in S tier. Easy, job done.
Yeah, 100%. It's just. They're just a lot more interesting. They do more things. Like, they just released those new finishes and the sparkly ones of the Thunderbird. They've
clearly
done the Pro version.
Got more freedom to play with. I feel like Gibson as a brand is very locked in as like kind of like we're trying to keep a consistent brand image. Like, if you looked on YouTube at like the Gibson Garage in London, it's just a big wall of Les Paul customs because they're trying to. It's like. Epiphone is a guitar company, like guitar and bass. Gibson is a lifestyle company. Like, they're trying to be like a designer brand. Like, you know, it's like kind of... When you think of Gibson, it's like, I think of like Slash, you know, like Les Paul, leather jacket, like real rock people play a Les Paul. And that's almost like what they're more interested in than the... Epiphone. Like, my first guitar was an Epiphone. You know, like Epiphones are sick. There's nothing wrong with them. Like, they're just as good as Squire. But again, they can't really go much higher than B for me because there's just not enough bass stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like if they opened a clothing shop, it would look like the inside of like...
Yeah, well, it does. The Gibson Garage looks like that, yeah.
Where it's just like... Yeah, and then... But at the same time, you might find a top in Primark with a Gibson logo on it.
Exactly. Well, moving on.
So yeah, they like to show off that they're big, but nah, not a big fan. Okay, this is a weird one. Alembic. Now, I have played it one for a couple of seconds. Things, if you don't know Alembic, a lot of people might not even. I was introduced to them quite late. There's a couple of things you need to know. They are horrendously expensive. They are often very complex in their controls, and they are often very ugly.
Very heavy.
Very heavy. So all selling points.
All very keen selling points.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's not my thing at all. Couldn't be less interested. Sorry. Like, I don't know. I can't see myself ever coming round to it and be like, oh my God, I really want one, or like, that excites me. I don't even know any of the names of their bases.
I haven't got a clue. The only saving factor for me is Jason Newsted from Metallica played one at some point. Apart from that...
I know Mark King.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But it's not going to keep it out of the D category for me.
Yeah, no, straight up to S. No, that's a D for me as well. Just not interested.
Yeah. We should revisit this one day. We'll get Scott Devine on the podcast, and me and you will just go, can you explain alembic to us, because we just don't get it.
Yeah. He's like, oh my God, man,
hell.
that's the best bass I've ever seen. ESP LTD. I have spent many times when like they drop some new stuff now or something. I've been quite excited by some of the stuff they release. There's like a reverse-looking Thunderbird thing that they do that I've always wanted to try, and I think they do quite interesting things sometimes. That being said, I've never properly played one, and I've never, I don't know. Would I buy one? I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's very B or C.
It's C for me. Nothing wrong with them, but I'm just not bothered. But I don't
know if I can put them.
I don't
next
dislike
to
them as much as I dislike Gibson.
No, let's put them in.
There's
B.
no problem. Middle of the road.
B.
Don't have a problem with them.
Yeah, no. I feel like this will be the most popular category.
Probably.
I'm feeling similar things with Gretsch.
As am I. I think we're about to hit a lot of Bs in a row here.
Yeah, for sure. We're in the B category. Gretsch, for me, they do the Junior Jet, the Electromatic Junior Jet 2. Awesome short-scale bass. Really affordable. Yeah, awesome. Really, really good. What else
what?
They do? Like,
controversial. I think we should move Gibson down.
Oh, do you think we should split the Bs and the Cs?
Yeah, because we haven't said anything bad
right.
about BC Rich, Dan Electro, or Alembic. We've just sort of said it's not for us. Whereas Gibson,
so
we've been like, no, like, you annoy me.
Yeah. So this is the new order.
And also we can't just let them get away with the fact that they did the Grabber and they did the G3. That's not good enough. Like, they did them in the 70s.
Yeah, now they're blackmailing
it's like,
us.
That was years ago now. Like, and apparently they've said they're not doing it. I swear I saw someone who said, like, I've spoken to Gibson and they've said they're not doing it. Just don't bother.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It must think there's something legal going on there, because why wouldn't you? You're printing money.
Maybe,
anyway, Gretsch, I think, is because we've got one that we like. Both played. Still in B. Don't do enough bases though. Guild. I have a Guild right now. The M85 is really good. The Starfire's really good. I have had one that was better than another one. I'm torn with this. It's not an A.
I can't possibly comment. I've never touched one, and also they don't really do anything for me. That might change in the future if I get more into short scales. But for now, I'm like, just not really that bothered.
Yeah, I'm going to stick them in B. The whole bisonic pickup thing is very, very nice, very cool. I'm going to stick them in B. Ibanez. This is a tough one.
They do a lot, and
they certainly do.
Bad
and I would say
prices either.
No, but I'd say they do as much stuff that I like to as much stuff that I don't like.
They are quite ugly.
There are lots that are ugly, but then there are some that are beautiful, and they do interesting things, and they do different versions.
I don't think I can put them in C though, because I like them a lot more than
No. Oh no, I don't think you can go any lower than B.
I think it might. I tell you what. I was gonna say, for the fact that they basically are like, they were for a long time the only alternative to a Dingwall, and it was like $1,000 less. They deserve to be on the A spot for that. But I don't really love anything by them. Whereas there's loads of Music Mans I love. So I think it's B for me. Very high B.
I think it's B. Yeah, a B plus. For sure.
B.5.
I'm actually going to move. I'm going to move Guild. Thinking about this, I don't think we put Guild and Ibanez on the same level. I'm going to move that down. And Gretsch I'm torn with.
Gretsch do
Not
nothing
sure.
for me, but
Yeah, I think because of the lack of bases, I'm going to move them down as well. Okay, Glary. So, the most affordable here, Glary, you can get a bass for like 80 quid, with a little bag with it as well. And I've got one. It is for 80 quid, mind-blowing. It does have problems. For a beginner instrument, fantastic. That's what the market is. It's not really comparable to a lot of these things. But it is good for the money, and it does play pretty well and ticks all the boxes. It's not a D, but I don't think I can put it above a C in terms of like excitedness I get and like how good it is.
C it is.
But for the money, holy moly, really good.
We have so many
Have you
left.
ever? I know, that's what I'm like trying to storm through some of these.
Never touched a PV. However, they did that BTK thing. Is that by PV?
The T40?
No, what am I thinking of? PV. Oh, I don't. PV bass, humbucker.
Is it like natural?
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong company here. The Motionless in White.
Maybe. The T40.
The Motionless in White
is
bass
the most
player
famous
used to play one.
Oh. Give it a quick Google. I'll share for
They've just announced a tour, by the way, and I'm definitely going to that. Love that band.
The T45, I think, is very cool. I only saw that the other week. The T40 looks kind of cool. I've never heard a sound demo where I've gone, yes, that's amazing. I hate all the other basses that they do. I think they look horrible. They look like a Cash Converters special of a P-bass copy, the Milestone. Ugh, terrible. Horrible.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of an Ibanez. My mistake. It's like...
you're thinking of the ATK is like their Stingray.
Sorry, that's what I was thinking of. So I was mistaking them for PV. I have no love or interest for PV. I don't think they do anything wrong.
No.
But I can't think of anything other than the PV Bandit guitar amp, and that's not relevant to this conversation.
Do you know what? I feel like I'm gonna have to put them in D.
Yeah, do they what basses do they do? I can't think of any.
It's the T40 is the most famous one, and it's the boat anchor that, like, I don't know. If I'm putting it against these, the PV just doesn't.
Well, it's about to get a lot more exciting.
Yes, it is. Here we go. Sire. Immediately, I think Sire. I think they go in the A tier.
I think they go in the A tier, and the only reason they don't go any higher is because I've never played one. I've touched the neck on one in Amsterdam with you.
Yes. Yes. The rolled fretboard edges on those basses is phenomenal. I had two of those with the rolled fretboard edges. Both were really nice, best necks in the game, and then played the rolled fretboard edges on an American Fender, and I was like, what is this?
It's not even the same.
How is this rolled? Like, no. And that was a £400 bass compared to like a $2,000 bass. I don't like how many knobs there are sometimes.
Yeah, there is a lot. It's a lot of knob.
But they do sound... Normally I like a lot of cock, but but they do sound phenomenal. Like, they do sound really good, and they play great. They're A tier for me. The only reason they're not S tier as well is those headstocks are not the best.
Yeah, the headstocks are quite ugly, I will say. But I can't fault them for what they... I can't fault them at all for what they do for the money. Not even close. No. Strong A for me. Very strong A.
Yep. Nice. Harley Benton. So similar to Glary, they're doing really affordable copies, fraction of the price. But I would say Harley Benton are for sure a step up from Glary in terms of quality, the amount that they do. They are a bit more expensive.
Only a little bit.
But not. It's not much, And they're a brand that excites me quite a lot. Like, what are they going to do next? Or they're often like headline-making company where they just do something cool and fun.
We've never really said
For me,
anything bad about Harley Benton. There's
No.
been the odd thing where we've been
I've
like, I
had-
don't like that design choice, but it's never been that bad.
Yeah, I'm torn. They're A or B for me.
They're B for me.
I suppose quality, like, they're not as good as a Siren and Music
No.
Man. Yeah, okay, I give them that. But yeah, really, really good. Fantastic basses. I always recommend them. Spectre.
Controversial.
Spectre are a weird one.
Because
they're a weird one.
neither of us have a great deal of experience, which is funny because there'll be people watching this right now screaming at the TV going, put it in S, put it in S.
Yeah,
It's the best thing in the world.
It starts with S.
Starts with S.
Yeah.
S for you're both stupid.
Or sexy.
Never played one. Never played one. Ever.
So I played a couple,
Yeah.
and I've not yet played one that I've really loved.
Ooh.
Every one that I've played, I've been like, it's just so like middle of the road and just like not inspiring at all, and just sounded kind of meh. But that was a reverse PJ bass, and like not really my thing. But I love the sound of their Euro 5-string double humbucker bass. That's an incredible sounding bass. I don't know. I would love to have one as like my nice 5-string. Like I'd love to give one a go. The bass player from Don Broco.
Tom Doyle's got one. It sounds great.
Oh,
I think
incredible.
for reputation alone, I think it should go in the B tier. Whereas I think if we both had more time with them, they could be an A.
Yeah, I think they certainly excite me more than any of these. Oh God, any of the C tier ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Spectre excite me. I just can't give it a higher score without like actually messing with one.
Do you know what I forgot to put in the news segment as well?
Go on.
And that's why they excite me. They've just done their new like range of exclusive Woodstock series.
I saw the
where, like,
thumbnail
each
for
of
that on YouTube. I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, I've half watched it.
Okay.
And yeah, there's some very cool stuff in there. So yeah, I like that. We'll keep them there.
B it is for
Biggie now. The biggie. Fender. Now, we're not messing about.
I've got controversial thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Okay.
You want to go first?
Okay. I'm going to say where I think it should be.
Okay.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Go on.
I think it has to be an A tier. I think
Okay.
that, Reputation obviously is amazing. I think as a whole, brilliant instruments and kind of the template for a lot of instruments. And I just don't think you can. Sometimes you can't. I have issues with some of their pricings and scales of pricings and how expensive a Mexican Fender is compared to a Squier. I feel like the Squiers are better than that. They excite me quite a lot. I feel like I don't want to put them down with Court.
I am vibrating right now.
Okay, go for it.
C.
C?
C.
C?
C.
Are you mad?
Maybe B.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
so you put them with BC Rich.
Okay, I might have been a bit dramatic, but they're not an A for me. You know what? I'll be just on heritage alone. I'm happy to say B, but I can't forgive the pricing. I can't forgive the pricing now. Like we've talked about so many like signature series basses where we've gone, oh, this is £1,800. It must be American, and then it's Mexican. Like when I was a teenager, Mexican Fenders were like $500 to £1,000. And now they are £1,300 to £2,000 for a Mexican-made instrument.
I'll stop you right there.
Go on.
The Mexican.
I know I'm
bottom
destroying
line...
your brand deal with them, but go on.
I wish. The player Fenders are about $800.
I've just realised what we're doing in a month. Put them into S. Put them into S, quick.
Yeah, come on. The player series Fenders are about £700.
Okay.
$750 maybe. So we haven't quite got to that range yet. The Mexican like signatures are looking about 1,200 at the minute.
Okay,
but
I'll do you a deal.
Okay.
Because the next one is going in S.
Oh, 100%.
But does that mean Fender should be in A? Or should there be more of a disconnect to reflect the fact that I think Squier is so much better than Fender at the moment? Okay, you think Fender is an A. I think Fender is a B. But I'm happy to... I've changed my mind on C, because C is quite insulting to the fact that it's like literally the first name in bass guitar. Like, you know... And I can't put them in a C. If we made a new tier for Gibson, I could maybe put them in a C. But I can't rank Ibanez and Spectre over Fender. Fender has to be better than them because it is Fender. So I'll tell you what, we'll leave Fender in A. For me, it's a low A, high B. It's a B.5 in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I would certainly rank them in terms of like consistency of trust I have in the brand.
I have a lot of trust in Fender. That's true, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't ever look at a Fender and go, "Oh, might be best trying that just in case."
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas there are a lot of other brands
the
where
Japanese made stuff is great.
True. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I very much love my P bass. I like my Aerodyne a lot more now it's been set up. But it really needs some new pickups because those EMGs are garbage.
So the only thing you don't like about that bass is the thing that isn't Fender.
Very true. No, I don't love the neck, but I can live with it. So it's quite a fat neck. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave Fender in A. I'll give them A. Okay.
We'll see how the rest fits, but
yeah,
I don't know if I can put them down here with this.
No,
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this so far. This is looking quite good.
I have no problems with this so far, and we don't need to talk about Squier. It's clearly an S.
100%. I will say briefly, it excites me loads what they do. I think it's great, super accessible. Pricing hasn't shot up ridiculously.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're always great for the money.
They have the same good
points. I have had
points.
some problems before.
They have the same good points that Epiphone have in relation to Gibson, where there's more freedom with the company. In terms of, we see more exciting things from Squier than we do with Fender, probably because they've just got more time to play with stuff. Wall. I think I know where I want this one to be.
Okay. What are you thinking?
Love Tool. Tool are one of my favourite bands. Justin Chancellor is in my top 3 bass players of all time. Scott's Bass Lessons did a load of videos of Ian Allison playing a Wall. It sounded amazing. It was so good. I love the sound of a Wall. That sounds weird to say out loud. But they're too expensive. I haven't tried one. They're definitely a hype piece at the same time. C?
Yeah, I'm torn with this. It's B or C for me. So I've only played one before.
Oh, but I do like a hell of a lot more than I like Alembic. So maybe it needs to be a B.
Exactly. Or maybe Alembic needs to go down.
Can we put
Shall we put it in B?
Yeah. Or we could move Alembic down, you know.
There are just all bad points we brought up.
I feel nothing for Alembic. I don't dislike them, but I feel nothing for them. Whereas I guess with ESP, Dan Electro, Guild, and Gretsch, I go, I could see myself playing one.
Yeah.
But the bottom 3, it's like, unless I get the deal of a century on a G3, that's Gibson out. Or that EVO was really nice. And then the other 2, I'm just not interested in at all. So Wall, I think B for me.
I agree. I think I like the filter. Is it Wall that does the filter-based pickup?
Yes, it is. They do like the filter-based preamps.
Because I know Ken Smith does a bit of that as well. But that's my favourite. I really like that. If I'm going to do a custom bass in the future, I want that kind of thing in it. Because I've had a preamp that does that before, and it was so nice. So nice. So I agree with that. Okay. Warwick or Warwick. Warwick. We're going to go just the basses.
B.
B.
B. They are exactly the same as Spectre for me.
Really?
In every way. I haven't properly played one. I do look at Warwick and go, ooh, because the double thingy one, the whatever it's called, the double something. It's got like a dollar thing on it.
The Corvette. Are you thinking Corvette?
Yeah, that one. I always think they look good. The
Corvette's the one with like the big Willy horn.
Yeah, I was just about to say that really does dampen it for me. The top horn looking a bit phallic is a bit off-putting.
Big old dong.
But I can't put them in C. I like them a hell of a lot more than anything in C.
I think you're right. And the German stuff really, really good. The rock bass stuff I haven't loved from what I've played.
Yeah.
Really like the German stuff though.
I like the pedal boards. Does that help?
Not quite. Not really, quite, but they are very good.
The solid pedal boards.
Okay. Yamaha. For me, this is good stuff. Okay, for me, this is S or A for me.
It's A. I think it's A. It would have been B until I finally got to try the BB.
Now it's AA.
And I love that BB. That BB we tried at the guitar show was just fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I don't have a lot of time with them as a company. I spent more time with the PAs than the basses and the motorbikes thinking about it.
Fridges.
I love that joke. Yeah. Well, that guy's like, I'm thinking of buying a motorbike. And then he goes, you don't happen to know anyone who does pianos, do you? And it's like, you'll never believe me. But yeah, Yamaha, I can't complain. It's an A for me.
Have you tried their condoms?
Armitage shanks.
Their condoms as well.
Oh, Yamaha condoms.
Fantastic.
Oh, very nice. You don't need one of those as a bass player because nobody wants to sleep with us.
That's what they call. That's why,
it's so good. It's got loads of holes in it because you'll never need it.
So, yeah, I would agree with that. I think the BB alone is what lifts it up so much. I've not tried the TRBX or whatever it's called, that series. I really like the amp. Really like the BBs.
Yeah,
happy with A. Fine.
Happy with A.
G and L. Have you played G and L before?
Nope. No, I have not.
G and L for me, everyone's like, if you know, you know, and they are like the final form of Leo Fender in terms of electronics and everything. And whilst that's technically true, they're a B for me. I played an American one at the Bristol Guitar Show, but I played it through a guitar amp, and it didn't really give me a good representation.
Oh, no.
It was
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was a 1993 one. It didn't blow me away, that one. And I also tried the Tribute as well.
Okay.
And I've had 2 of their Tribute basses, and they were both really good. Not as good as these, though. So for me, they're going in B.
Okay, B. Yeah. Works for me.
Ken Smith. Now, I know you've got a lot of thoughts about Ken Smith. They're your number 1 bass, and you've got 3 of them. So I imagine for you, they're going in S, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Sterling Squire and Ken Smith. All the S's.
Oh, no. C.
Yeah.
For me. I don't dislike them, but I have no love towards them. I don't get excited when I see the word Ken
honestly,
Smith.
Out of the 3 boutique biggies, being Alembic, Ken Smith and Wall, it's exactly that order for me.
Very true, yeah. It is Alembic, then Ken Smith, then Wall, in that order for me as well.
We haven't done Fedora. That's a big one we have missed out. But
that's also low C.
Same
as
here.
well.
It does nothing for me.
I've never heard one that I like the sound of. I think they're really ugly as well.
Yeah, that whole thing doesn't do anything.
You know what they are? You know what they remind me of? Anyone I see with a Fedora, I always think, you're a bass player who secretly doesn't want to be a bass player. You want to play lead on bass. Or you'll get annoyed at me if I ask you what's your favourite Girls Aloud album.
When you said that, I thought you said, like, when I see them with a fedora, and I thought you were meaning the hat, a fedora. When I see them with a fedora...
What? Fedora players wear fedoras. It's that subgenre of like neckbeard.
Neckbeard bass players. Yeah, that's.
I bet you they've YouTubed pickup artistry.
Just got shivers.
If you've got a fedora, I am so sorry. You've clearly worked very hard to purchase that instrument, and you deserve to like whatever.
But
you
also,
like. But I don't
but
like
also
your bass.
idiot.
Well, we're never getting Yannick Guascala. Oh no, how'd you pronounce his surname?
I'm going to let you flounder.
No. He's so good as... I know, I don't know.
Yeah,
he's so good.
amazing.
Yannick something. I've just forgotten how to pronounce his surname. Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
I'd love to have him
that'd
on
be
one day.
great.
He's
Be great.
brilliant. I just don't like his fedora. Just don't like it.
There we go.
We can hash that out. Right, on to this thing.
Rickenbacker. Now, I've only played a handful.
Rickenbacker.
I've decided that they don't do it for me. Visually, I used to hate them. Now, I love them. The 4000.
You love the visual.
Sound,
but you don't love the
sound
sound.
has never done it for me. Really, honestly.
Okay.
It does, like, it's just, it sounds a bit like a strangled jazz bass to me. And
Interesting.
maybe a
Okay.
bit, yeah, I don't know. They're not, they don't tick all those boxes for me sound wise. Playing wise, I've not played one that I've been like, hell yes. It's always a little bit awkward for some reason. So for me, it's a B. But
okay, I'm willing to put it in a B as well. I was really impressed with the one I played at the bass show. Loved it. Really expensive, but really liked it. Love Lemmy a lot. B, don't love them. Very far away from dislike them. So I give them a B.
Happy with that?
Yeah, B.
Were you tempted by A?
No. Because I've got to really like it to be an A.
I agree.
And, you know, if I had loads of money, I would probably just have one because, like, it's cool. They do look cool. But I'm not like, I have no aspiration to own one.
Me neither. I did have a fleeting thought the other day, like, oh, maybe. But then I was like, no. think.
No, they are cool, but nah.
Now, this is another one of those kind of vintage brands that I always thought absolutely not. But very recently, I've been like, oh, quite like these. It's Hofner.
Okay.
As well as doing the famous like Beatle bass. They do like the Clubman, which is like their Les Paul style one, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Now, whilst I think that what they do is very cool and I'm tempted, I don't think I can put them in. I think they're a C still.
I think they're a C as well because I do get more excited thinking about them than I do Dan Electro, Guild and Gretsch, but not enough to put them in the same sort of like, you know, like I have mixed feelings on G&L, but I think that's because I have no experience with them. Like I just think I go, whatever. But you like them, so we'll leave them there. But I think.
How do you feel about that?
I think we'll put them as a C.
I moved into B.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because I could see myself owning a Hofner, like Beatles style bass, something like that. That would be really cool, but not for a long time. But they are cool. They are cool. They are cool. I think they. And let's be honest. In my controversial opinion, why would you buy a Dan Electro, a Guild, or a Gretsch if you could buy a Hofner?
I think Guild sits a bit outside of that. I think they offer something slightly different.
Okay.
So like,
I'm just thinking like the Starfire, like
I mean, out of these three, I would put Guild up over those, but I'm happy with just sitting down here.
I wouldn't know. Right. Here we go.
The big boys. Well, not the big boys, but the constant underdogs, Schecter.
Really high C for me.
Oh my God.
Because I'm comparing them to ESP in terms of like where they sit. I don't get excited when I think about Schecter. And I had another point, but I forgot. Do you think
I
they're
think
a
they're
B?
an A.
Oh, okay.
I love.
All right.
I love.
I've never played
Schecter.
one though. Never played one.
I've been
Okay.
very vocal about this in my love for Schecter.
Okay.
For me,
Okay.
I've never had a bad one. The most recent Model T I
Okay.
reviewed was very middle of the road for the money. I
Okay.
think it should have just been straight passive, all this stuff. But it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit biased.
The inner salesman wants me to betray all good sales tactics and go, should we meet in the middle? Which you never do when you actually work in sales. However, I have no experience of Schecter, so I trust your judgment on this. So if you think they're an A, we will put them in A, because I don't have a problem with Schecter. I just I can't get excited about something that I haven't messed with. Like if I'd never touched a Rickenbacker,
it's
they'd
very
be in C
easy to
right
put.
now.
Yeah,
but I've played one.
It's very easy to put Schecter, pair them up with ESP and even Ibanez. When you think metal, pointy guitar type, like that kind of field.
Oh yeah, because in the guitar land,
yes,
they massively fall into that corner of guitar world. Yeah,
but bass, they actually offer a lot more in terms of their retro stuff as well. That's where I get the most excitement. Those ranges, and there's loads of really good models in there. I couldn't put them with some of the brands that are in here. I don't think. For me, they got to go there.
Okay, very well. We will move on to
Sadowski.
Sadowski.
Yeah. I've only played one, and it was the one I reviewed recently,
and I've played
which I did not love.
Well, let's put it in
for
C
me,
for
they are a C. Don't get excited, really. The one I tried was fine.
Okay, me neither.
Not well. It was okay to bad. Sandberg, though, I think are the better version of Sadowski. I think
you would be
Sandberg.
right. But I've never played one that I've liked, though.
Playing-wise, I've never played a bad one. They all play phenomenally well.
Okay.
It's the sound.
But that's what I meant. Yeah, I've always picked one up and gone, "Oh, feels great," but it's like that one we messed around with in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
felt really nice, but it's like it had a Music Man pickup that just didn't sound as good as a Music Man.
And I had the same thing with the Electra P-bass version that I had. It was just so confused as to what I wanted it to be and all this. It was a mix of the two, but kind of not a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing, which you don't really want. For me, that I think I'm going to put them in the B, because they're really good. They are good basses, but they don't have the most amazing signature sound. What I will say is that it's not in the room with me now. I have a Sandberg right now. Yes, I sent you a picture of it.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I brought one home.
You
I've
did?
got one on loan from Sandberg at the minute. So therefore, they're S. No.
Ooh.
They are on the B tier. This one is my favourite Sandberg I've ever played. It is a German one, so it's an expensive one, like the one in Amsterdam we played. But it's just a 4-string jazz bass with a 2-band preamp, so not too complicated. Passive mode sounds good, and the jazz sound with what they've got going on is good. It sounds like a hyped up jazz bass, whereas I feel like their Music Man ones sound like a dulled down Music Man.
Yeah, they really do as well, which is a bit disappointing, but that's why they're in the...
and I could say that about
it's
a hyped up jazz bass and it's good because it's adding something, but then the P-bass version I said was bad, but I don't love an active P-bass. Yeah,
that cancels it out a little bit.
Then I was like, Jesus Christ!
No, it's not that bad.
We're now down to 2 left, and that is Jackson and Dingwall. Start with Jackson. Jackson, 5 years ago, they would have been flipping D tier for me. Like, nothing, don't like them, there.
Controversial.
They're moving up. They're good basses. We spoke about one today in news. They're doing sometimes things we don't love, but interesting things. And the Spectra basses, really, really good. Really enjoyed the one I had. So quality-wise, I think, yeah, good. Do they excite me? Honestly, no, not particularly.
I think they excite me more than the contemporaries that we've chosen to put in C tier for me.
Really?
Because this is controversial. I really like that Army Green X Series one they did.
Okay, that's the only one that's acceptable.
And also loved, I know he's a controversial figure right now, but I love the David Ellefson signature bass as well. That's cool. David got in trouble on FaceTime last year and got himself sacked from Megadeth. But do you remember that story?
No, I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. He got he exposed himself on video call to a consenting adult, nonetheless, a 19-year-old consenting adult, and I think he split up with his wife off the back of it, and he's pretty religious, and Dave Mustaine from Megadeth is pretty religious, so they fired him from Megadeth, and that's why he doesn't play bass in Megadeth anymore, because he got his wang out on FaceTime.
Dear. Whoops.
Yes.
Whoopsie.
Lovely bass, though. Great
bass. Yeah, very cool. I actually don't even mind their pointy headstock, like, super strat basses, I'll call them.
Yeah.
Like the concert basses. Yeah, I don't even mind those, to be honest.
What do you think about the Jackson Kelly bass?
Okay, these I'm going to have to Google this.
Search. It's like Jackson's Thunderbird.
Oh, I can see one right here, actually. Jackson Wang came up. Is that going to come up with David Ellison?
Oh, God, no. Oh.
Oh, okay. Dave Ellison had a Kelly bird as well.
He did?
I think that is the worst Thunderbird I've seen. Don't like
it. Okay. I kind of like the... I've got one here, which is a Jackson JS Series Kelly bird in like a tobacco sunburst.
I've got one here that's like... it's almost reddish. With like
there's a red burst one, which I don't like the look of personally, but the black one's cool. Can we put them in... We seem to be saying nice things about them. Should we put them in B?
Yeah.
I like them more than ESP, more than Sadowski. As much as I like them kind of to the same level of like Sandberg.
Okay, I prefer Sandberg to Jackson.
Okay.
But I'm happy to put them in the B.
They're a low B. They're a really low B, but they're not a C. Now.
Okay.
This is going to be an interesting one to end.
Yes, because you own one of these.
I do.
I do not, and have only played 2. No.
Oh,
3. I've played 3 before.
3.
I played yours.
Okay.
It's very nice. I played a D-Rock for like 2 seconds at Bass Rose, and no, that is it. That's all I've played.
Okay.
I thought I played another one, but no. Think about it. That's it. Now, what's your opinion on the diversity of Dingwall? I know that we're talking different models here, but in general,
I think it's actually a very diverse bass.
I think that's the thing that people don't realise.
Yeah, I think it's actually like one of my favourite Dingwall sounds is it clean. It sounds great. I mean, what's his face from Duran Duran's just brought out a signature model.
Oh my god, I'll say it now.
Well cool.
That is my favourite Dingwall.
Oh yeah, I'm not too far away.
Yeah, the black version.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's great.
So cool.
I love mine. There's lots of very strong rumours of an import model Super P coming at the start of next year. I'm very interested in that. The big disadvantage, big disadvantage, which is what is making me kind of question where to put them, is they are expensive now. They are too expensive new for what they are, in my opinion. I got my NG2 5-string second hand for £1,100.
Right.
Which I'm quickly learning is the deal of the century. And the guy had it up for 13, and I messaged him going, I live 20 minutes away from you. I will come and get it right now if you'll take it for 11. And he was like, gimme, a man after midnight. I don't think it's a $2,000 bass, because it is like a import Chinese made. It feels great, but it's not premium. Like it's really good though. But I don't touch it and go, "Ooh, this is expensive." So, that kind of thing.
Ooh. Yeah.
Whereas my Godam, for example, when I touch that, I go, "This is a nice bass." Like the edging's really well done. All the electronics are rock solid and they feel great. You know, the neck joint is really slick. All the machine heads turn great. You know, all these kind of things. And the machine heads are great on the Dingwall, don't get me wrong. But they're not like, ooh, they don't feel luxurious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I can't put it in C.
No.
But so for me, I would be tempted to stick it in A, to be honest.
Yeah,
because I think that if you can get a good deal on one, they are untouchable, in my opinion. So if you need a 5-string that will kind of get you through everything, it will get you through everything.
Are they all fan fretted?
So
all of them fan fretted?
Yeah. I think all their basses are fan fretted.
They have to be, don't they?
Like, I think they're all fan fretted.
Extended scale.
Yeah,
and it's that extended scale that makes them so good for like low tunings.
But they sound great in standard tuning as well. Like the A and E strings just tuned to standard tuning.
Well, yeah.
Because they're just a little bit long. Well, the E string is just a little bit longer than the normal E string.
Yeah.
And they tend to be like maple necks and stuff like that. You get a bit more like pop. Mm-hmm. And it's like it just sounds great. Like the DI tone on its own is like really nice and like
tight.
It just sounds really cool. Yeah, really tight and pokey in a really good way. And then obviously if you're doing any sort of like modern aggressive music or just modern music, they're immediately amazing. Yeah, like, immediately. Like,
I would be happy with A. They're not my favorite thing. Like, I would probably prefer all of these brands over them, just because it's not something I'm particularly excited by necessarily. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do like them. And I cannot argue with any of the points. Like, they are very good.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out and buy one.
Yeah.
But like,
and they're very good live as well.
Yeah.
They're a very good instrument to play live because you can just absolutely murder it and it'll stay with you throughout the entire set. Like playing aggressive music, like that DARLAH tour. Like we did 14 shows, and I just battered it for the 35 minutes we were on stage. Just absolutely massacred it every night. Oh, I mean, you saw. I punched the thing to death. And no problems. Never let me down. Not a problem at all. Haven't changed the strings. Still sounds great.
Yeah. And, you know, it's reliable, for saying. You know, reliable.
Yeah, very reliable.
Go to industry standard thing almost now, you know. Just the pricing that lets them down a little bit. And kind of,
little bit,
it's not going to be everyone's thing. I'm happy to put them in there. That's fine by me.
We'll leave them in A. They're not a high A. I think I rate Music Man. I think I rate Music Man and Fender above them. Mm-hmm. But I get more excited at Dingwall over Sire. I know you probably won't know. And the same goes with Yamaha and Schecter. So I think they're a strong A for me.
Yeah. Okay. Happy with that.
All right. Is there anything there that you're looking at that you're like, oh, you know what? The more I look at it, the more I want to change it.
The only thing I don't like is how unbalanced this is. Like, there's one. Like, if we can move one out of C into B, that'd be great. It would even it out in terms of like.
Okay. Like, you mean we need to move something in B down?
Like a much? No. I mean.
You think we? I mean
visually,
that, right, okay.
That looks nice compared to that.
Okay,
but
so
we don't have to move
something.
anything.
Right, okay. That's not the point of the exercise. No. But is there something in C that you really do think just for the sake of your OCD, we should lift up one?
My top one out of those is Guild. I don't think I can put it in with these, though.
No, well, then I think you just need to accept that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to move something down to D. Let's put BC Rich in D.
Yeah, that realistically,
yeah,
I think that's where my mind is going.
Everyone's happy now.
Yeah, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Well,
lovely.
There it is. We have done it.
There it is.
I'm going to save this image now so that we've got it.
Lovely.
That's going to be used for thumbnail, probably, if it ever downloads.
Well, you'll have to put some sort of really like clickbaity thing over the top of it when you do it as a thumbnail. You know, like, you'll never guess.
Oh my God. Well, in fact, hang on. If I stop sharing now, should we pose ourselves in the thing that we're going to do for the thumbnail? And this is all going in the podcast as well.
Okay. Do you want to do it where it's like we're either side of the picture like this?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know, like...
Yeah. Let's do it facing this way.
Do you want me? So you want me to go this way?
Yeah. Oh no, you go. Look into your light source. That's gonna be better.
Okay.
And I'll just flip it.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
All right.
Do your pose.
I'm gonna go for like a kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Right.
3, 2, 1. And another one, like models. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Thank you, everyone, for listening to that. Amazing.
Brilliant.
Oh, well, that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. It was a good episode.
I enjoyed that. I'm glad we didn't put any more in it, though.
No. We'll leave a comment down below or reach out to us. Let us know if you enjoyed that. And if there's anything else you want us to rank as well. Maybe
we missed someone as well. Like if we missed anyone out.
Oh, 100%. Someone's going to be like, you missed that, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and I can't think of, anything.
No. And, we try to do the big hitters, not all the boutiques, etc. So,
yeah.
But let us know your opinions regardless. If you want to ask questions on this very podcast, make sure that you go to Instagram and follow us at In The Pocket Pod. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to watch this. And if you're already doing that, please like this video and make sure you are subscribed. Otherwise, it means nothing. And you mean nothing. No, we love you a lot. So you do that on YouTube. Just search for In The Pocket Pod, and you shall find our wonderful, wonderful faces. If you're listening to this in audio only, you losers, on your listening platform of choice, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Really helps, something to do with algorithms to help us reach more and more people out there. So make sure you do your bit at home and rate us 5 stars. Chris, where can people find you on the internet?
Nice and easy. You can find me quite literally everywhere under That Guy on Bass. I have nothing to plug at this time. DARLAH announcement coming soon.
Oh, very exciting. If you want to follow myself, it is on YouTube, just for Jonny Dibble, and Jonny Dibble on Instagram as well. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.